Witnessing abuse carries the same risk of harm to children's mental health and learning as if the children had been abused, directly according to some new research. Joining us this morning on the program, licensed professional counselor Leigh Richardson. Leigh, thanks for joining Forrest to be here on Memphis Morning News. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Not just the physical trauma, of course, of domestic abuse, but it can go much deeper than that. What are scientists saying now in this research?
Well, we're just now beginning to really understand how the abuse impacts the brain's emotional system. And emotional trauma is more devastating to the brain than physical trauma, in my opinion. And that emotional trauma can happen in the womb, before a child is even born. And what we're able to do now with technology is to look and see. They did a study that was in the journal Current Biology, and they showed children that's been abused pictures of angry faces, and they used functional MRIs to see how the brain changed, the insula and the amygdala. And that's the emotional control center in the brain.
When we talk about domestic abuse and witnessing domestic abuse, children, does it matter? Did this study look at male and witnessing this on for male victims and for female victims? I guess what I'm asking, Leigh, is that if a child witnesses this, does it impact them more if the mother is being abused or the father being abused?
Well, statistics show that the impact is pretty great. If a boy sees his mother being abused, he's 10 times more likely to abuse his female partner.
No kidding.
A girl who grows up in a home where her father abuses her mother is more than 6 times as likely to be sexually abused. So, either way, whether it's a boy or a girl, the impact is devastating. And it's not just on their mental health, but their physical health. The people that grow up in a home with domestic violence, they are much more like their DNA changes. They age prematurely by 7 to 10 years.
Oh, goodness. Now, you said that they're 10 times more. You said a boy let me make sure I got this right. A boy that witnesses his mother being abused is 10 times more likely to abuse his significant other? Is that right?
Yes, sir. That is a statistic I took offline. It's pretty frightening, but even more frightening is that more than 15 million children in the United States live in homes where domestic violence has happened at least once.
It seems
that it doesn't happen.
It seems almost counterintuitive. Of course, being a layman, I can't back that up with any evidence or anything, but it just seems like if someone sees that, it's like, well, I'm not gonna do that, or I'm not gonna let my child see that. But it's the exact opposite. That's scary.
It's very scary, and the truth is, children see everything. It doesn't matter whether they're 2 or 3 or 7 or 8 or 12 or 13. They see and they hear everything. And, by the time they get to be school age, maybe they feel guilty about the abuse. Maybe they blame themselves for it. So it definitely impacts them and how they deal with it. And when they're preschool, young kids they're terrified, and maybe they go back and they do things that they did when they were younger. Maybe they start wetting the bed again or sucking their thumb because they don't have the capacity to deal with it on any other level except fear.
And then they take that to school, and I'm sure that it can impact academically or socially at school as well, because I would think, just speaking from personal experience, it was great to have a safe place to call home and go to sleep at night and not have to worry about something like that. I can just imagine when you don't have that firm foundation as a child, that is no way to grow up.
No, it's not. And actually, I saw another study that compared children exposed to family violence with soldiers that have suffered PTSD and from war, and the brain, there was a lot of similarities in the brain.
Leigh, thank you so much for joining us on Memphis Morning News. We're up against a hard break here. We always appreciate your insight and hope to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leigh. I guess the takeaway from this is model for your kids. Model what a relationship should look like, whether you're currently in a marriage or if you're dating and you have a child that sees the way that you behave. Model behavior on how a relationship should be.